Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel. So if you guys checked out Monday's video on the Vampliers that I did an unboxing / review first look of, I really hope you guys found that information informative. I should have went over, all the details, kind of first look and all of that. I was going to do one big video, but I didn't want it to be like 20 minutes long of going over all the information and then going over it in use. So I decided to split it up into two videos, and we're going to be going over certain situations where these two sets of pliers can be used, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Once again, if you guys are interested in either of these or Vampliers' other lineup, they have a wide variety of different pliers for screw extraction, as well as some other screw extraction tools as well. So if you guys are interested in those, a lot of them will be linked down in the description just for you guys. So if you're interested, it's there for you. But other than that, let's get into it. So if you guys enjoy, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you guys own any Vampliers or you're thinking about purchasing them and your thoughts on them. And as always, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Let's get into this. So here today we're going to be going into the test of these two new Vampliers that I have here, and that being the long nose, which is Victor Tango -001-7 Lima November, and the 7-inch slip joints, which is Victor Tango -001-7 Sierra Juliet. And this set is going to run around $40, this one being $35. Once again, they have a lot of different plier options and screw extraction options, so if you want to check them out at Vamplier Tools, or check the description down below for these plus many other tools that I do suggest. They're there for you. But today we're going to be putting these two to the test on various different screws in various different types of materials. We got wood, we have steel, and we have aluminum. Now fortunately, thankfully, I don't actually have any personal screws or bolts or fasteners or anything on my own personal vehicles or anything that I need removed. So we're going to be using these three test blocks that I kind of put together and kind of showing you the performance of these and which one fits which areas the best, and we'll see how they perform, if we can remove all these or not, and we'll see how it goes. But let me know your guys' thoughts, and if you guys own any of the Vamplier lineup, let me know your guys' thoughts on that as well. But let me go ahead and get these chucked up in the vise, and we'll get to attempting to removing all of these fasteners. First up, we're going to be removing fasteners from a 2x4, and I have some recessed, which I just used a 1/2-inch drill bit to kind of make those recessed holes, and some of these are going to be really tight, but we're going to see if we can remove them. Other than that, first off, we're going to start with the slip joints and work our way across. I have going from the smallest to the largest, and then we'll use the long nose for the recessed hole, because these are not going to be able to grip any of these fasteners inside of the hole. They're just too large. I can almost grab that one, but other than that, we're going to try and remove these now. And then after that, we'll move on to the steel block and then the aluminum block. So now I'm not going to remove these all the way. I'm just going to see if I can grip them and get them started. Try and stay out of the camera angle. Alright, so that one obviously removed pretty easily, and I did strip pretty well the tops of these. Not that it needs to be done because we're not using the top at all. But, alright. And then I put some of them in at an angle to kind of make it more difficult. But this thing is just grabbing them with ease. So I'll show you guys the teeth on these slip joints here in a second. If you guys haven't checked out the first video, go ahead and check it out, where I do an unboxing review of these. Really nice. And here are the teeth for screw extraction. So moving into the next one. So once again, it's removing it from this wood block fairly easily. Here I have a semi-rounded tech screw. And once again, it's gripping that just fine. So now that we've used this on the wood block, we'll move into the long nose, where you can get into more recessed areas as long as you have enough room. So once again, really easy here on the smaller screw. Moving on to the button head. a little tight in here. So I'd say, well, depending on the head size on the screws, a 1/2 inch diameter hole is probably going to be the smallest hole that you'll be able to work with. Here we are moving into another style of button head. It actually has a washer head built into it. I can't think of the name right now, but it's a little bit trickier. Still doing the job very easily though. And then moving on to the smaller head tech screw. So there it is. It removed all of them very easily. So now we're going to move on to something a little bit harder, and that's going to be the steel block. I believe it's 1/16 inch steel. Alrighty, so I'm only going to be able to use these on a couple of the fasteners. We're going to try and get some of them with this, but this only works up to 5.5 millimeters in diameter. Here I'm not really able to get any teeth sunk into it. Alright, so we're able to get started on this one. I believe since this is more of a button head style and the teeth on the long nose, you really only have one tooth going that direction. It's not really able to grip onto it real well. So we're going to see if we can get that one with the slip joints, but it seems to be getting this one just fine. Oop, no such luck. We'll do one more of this rusted tech screw, and I put this one in at an angle 2 directions, so it was cross-threaded pretty bad, so that actually removes really easily. Now we'll go ahead and we'll use the slip joints for the other 3, see if we can get this one out with the slip joints. And we got it. And I believe the reason we were able to get it with this is because you just have a few more teeth in here to really grab onto that. So there are limitations to this. That's why this is specifically for smaller fasteners. Alright, now we'll go on to the tech screw. Here. It would really help if I stayed out of your guys' way. So here we are. We've been able to remove all of these. This one I have a real decent angle. But now we will move on to the aluminum block or plate. And the first screw here, I actually started with really small pilot holes to get these started, so they were really tight in here, but I must have started with just too small of a pilot hole on this little baby screw right here, and now that I've lost it, I was screwing it in and I actually busted the head off of it. So this is more realistic than anything. So we'll see how the long nose does on the screw without a head at all, so I can get a really good grip, but this hole is extremely small for the size fastener I have in there. We were able to get it. So alright, so that's coming out just fine. As you can tell, I put this one at an angle as well to make it a little bit more difficult. Move on to this button head. Might have issues with this one because it is a button head and extremely tight, so we'll see. We might have to use the slip joints. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with this. We'll go ahead and see if the slip joints can get this guy out. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's just more biting teeth on here, so when it comes to button heads or larger head fasteners, the long nose isn't the strongest suited for that. So they do have their limitations. Here we have quite a larger head. This is one that we could almost open up the jaws for and get a little bit more gripping force on it. Oh yeah, that guy's in there.
I'm really digging these pliers. So if you ever find yourself in a bad situation, these things work wonders. And also they work perfectly for daily use pliers as well. I just don't use mine for daily use just because I want them to perform their absolute best at screw extraction when I need them to. Well, if the head of this wasn't rounded off before, I'm definitely biting into it now. Yeah, that looks good. I'll reuse that. All right, so we went through the steel block, removed them. Went through the wood block, removed them. And we were able to remove all the fasteners from the aluminum block as well. And obviously you saw the limitations and uses out of each. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. I really hope you guys found this informative. I tried to throw as much material together as I could. So hopefully it was enjoyable and gave you guys a pretty decent idea of how well these perform. And I really enjoy these. Once again, the quality is amazing. If you haven't seen the actual unboxing review of these, go ahead and check it out. It was posted Monday. This should be up on Friday. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested, these items will be linked down in the description for you. And let me know your guys' thoughts. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.